You're tuned into the VSX Digital Sports Network.
Hello, Las Vegas, and to everyone around the world, welcome to the WEBB Report, and my name is Beam 'em Up Scotty Webb. Catch the show on the VSX Digital Networks and follow along at All Sports No Bull on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Webby20MLB. Now the show is on the Riffer app. Download the Riffer app today from your local app store. Get into micro podcasting and get the information you need quickly and to the point. No more boring sports talk. Also try Fubo TV. 7 days free, no credit check, no deposit, no hidden fees. I'm also sponsored by Bugatchi. Bugatchi, a men's clothing premium store. You can look it up on my website, www.mlb-daily.com. I often wear Bugatchi shirts on the show. In fact, I'm wearing one today. Now, today we wanted to talk a little bit about a couple of scenarios that we're going to be playing and preface these by looking at what we sort of did the last time we were talking. We talked about regression to the mean, and we have one of those plays today. And then we have also talked about travel, and we have one of those plays today. So here's the first one is the Arizona-Colorado game. It starts at 3:10. This is Arizona Diamondbacks, Merryl Kelly, and he's facing Colorado at home with John Gray in the Rockies. This game goes at 3:10 Eastern Standard. The rotation number is 905, 906, and I'm going to be on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Rotation number 905 at plus 110. And this is Merryl Kelly. He had a rough start the first time. His game score was a 35. What's good about this is last year his game score was a 60, which is high. That's what an ace typically gets to. He's at a 35 this time. And what we should see is a progression stance from Kelly here, Merryl Kelly. He should be in a position where his numbers get above the average mean to raise his average game score back up to near 60. So that means he's going to have a really good game today. He's facing a team he's seen a lot in the fact that he's facing the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies, he's not done so well in Colorado, but what we've kind of figured out here over the course of years of doing this is that this is a perfect opportunity for him in a team that he's faced a couple of times to actually have a great start. The other one is, and really one of the reasons why we're going against it, is Colorado and John Gray. John Gray is a pitcher that is a metrics dynamo. His game score is a game score 62 last time out, and he's got all the stuff. He's got a fastball, he's got a slider, he's got all the mechanics and everything to be a dynamic pitcher. But his game score last year over the season was a game score 43. So that's not only bad, that's really bad. I mean, an average game score is 50, and he's below average, and he's going to be facing Merryl Kelly today, who's a game score 60. If you average their last 7 starts between the two, Merryl Kelly's a 56, and John Gray's a 41. So he's a well below average pitcher who had a great outing the first time. So he's in a big regression spot today. Arizona's not the biggest hitting team, but they're batting like 215, something like that. But Colorado doesn't hit either. They're batting 205. So I kind of like the idea here that we're going to have success with a ace-type pitcher against a pitcher that really struggles at times, and he's had a great start the last time out. So that puts us in a spot where we need to be on the Arizona Diamondbacks in that regression situation for them. And I like the idea that Arizona is going to get the money in this particular game. The next one that I really liked is American League game. This is the Los Angeles Angels and the Toronto Blue Jays. This is Griffin canning, and Toronto is starting Ross Stripling, and this is rotation number 915, 916, and I'm going to be on rotation number 915, the LA Angels, and Griffin canning at plus 111, and this is where we look at it from a travel standpoint. And looking at Ross Stripling not being the greatest pitcher in the world. Ross Stripling for the Dodgers was traded to Toronto last season with a stopgap kind of mind in play, and he has not fared well. His game scores last season were really bad. Over his last 7 starts, their game score 30. He's getting shelled. So what that just means is that he's going to get hit. The balls are going to be put in play, and that puts a lot of advantage to the LA Angels, who have one of the most dynamic offenses going right now. Mike Trout's pretty hot. Shohei Ohtani's hitting well. They're doing very good things on offense. And today they're going to be in a spot where their pitcher is a better pitcher than the one they're facing. The other part of this is, looking at my notes, the idea of travel, right? So the LA Angels are off of a home series where they won 4 games and only lost 2. And this is a spot where that typically carries over to their first away game. Not necessarily the whole series, but at least their first away game. So they get a good taste of winning. And then when they travel to the first site, the first game, that feeling that they have, that momentum that they've created, carries over and affects their play in the first game. So I like this game. I like the idea that Griffin canning is a better pitcher than Ross Stripling, and the Angels have a better offense. But there's one other thing here in play too. This is the home opener for Toronto Blue Jays, and a lot of times when you have a home opener, these teams get pretty fired up to play at their home facility and in front of their home fans. Toronto doesn't play in Toronto right now because of the COVID regulations in Canada. They're actually going to be playing this game in Dunedin, Florida, at the home of the spring training site. The spring training site holds maybe 10,000 people. With that being said, they're only allowed 20%. So there's only going to be 2,000 people here at this game tonight. And that's not something that is going to be super dynamic and super positive for Toronto. In fact, it may even be a detriment to Toronto, other than they're comfortable there, they've played there. The other thing that I thought was kind of interesting too, and I started thinking about, is Toronto with all these hitters and how well they played against the Yankees. And then they go to Texas and play pitching and that's poor. It kind of got me to start thinking about the idea that in spring training, these teams face the same pitchers over and over and over. So they got to see new pitching for the first time and struggled with it. And my thought process here is that could carry over into this series, and especially the first game. So I'm going to be all over this one with the LA Angels and Griffin canning getting the plus 111 against Toronto and Ross Stripling. Now, guys, I wanted to also mention too, I put out tons of information on the website. And that website is www.mlb-daily.com. I have series and articles about the opening lines and what the lines' reflections are to my numbers. I usually have some kind of information regarding today's games, any kind of notes that are noteworthy that need to be talked about. Lots of different things that go on the website. I also advise you to go to vsx.com. Get used to the information that comes on there and see all the different hosts of all the different shows that are available through vsx.com. And guys, thank you so much, and hope we get these 2 winners today, and we will talk again tomorrow. Have a great day.